Do not get satisfied. Become obsessed with being number one. This is the thought process of Isagi going into the Japan versus France game. Blue Lock Chapter 329 leaks have just been released. Let's talk about it. So the chapter starts with Loki blowing past two England defenders in the Group A Game 2 round of the U20 World Cup. As we see France versus England as Loki shoots the ball and scores, with the crowd going wild. While it's shown that the game has ended with France winning 2-1 over England, with Loki being the one to score the final goal, but on top of that also being the captain. As we see the different teams within Group A, that being England, France, Japan, and Nigeria. As just then we see all the different group stages that have taken place throughout this first round. Group B all the way to Group O. Teams like Chile, Brazil, Argentina, USA, so on and so forth. This up here being the teams that won. We then cut to the next page with Kaiser shooting the ball as it shows Germany winning over Costa Rica 3-0. With the teams in Group P for Germany being Germany, South Korea, Serbia, and Costa Rica. And then we finally cut to the Japanese locker room within Blue Lock, as Aiku and the others are watching the Germany versus Costa Rica game. Nanase says, as expected, it looks like Germany's gonna win cleanly. With Kyoto saying, yeah, pretty much. With Audio down here saying, I've been yearning for this, Yoichi. With Nico asking, what was that just now? Some dubbed over Kaiser impression? As Otoya chimes in saying, I've come to get my revenge, Yoichi. With Kurosu saying, quit acting like Ness, as Sendo starts laughing. The Kaiser slander is so magnificent. It is now officially canon that people in Blue Lock slander Kaiser. We then cut to Baro finally off the bench and sitting down elsewhere. Hiyori, Raichi, Corona, Yukimiya, and Chigiri talking to one another. Baro saying, hey, shut up already, all of you. Hiyori then chimes in and says, yeah, the group league is round robin. Each team plays 3 matches. The top 2 teams from each group advance, so 6 teams move on. If we win the next match, we get our second win. Advancing to the knockout stage is basically secure. As Raichi says, well, yeah, but the next opponent is France, the world's #1 ranked team. As Chigiri chimes in, doesn't matter, no matter who it is, we'll devour them and win. As Corona states, I mean, if we're gonna win it all, they're an opponent we'd have to beat sooner or later anyways, right? With Yukimiya saying, yeah, only being the world's #1 matters. We cut to all of them sitting on the floor with Isagi sitting behind them. As Yukimiya says, sounds exactly like something you'd say, Isagi. As Isagi says, huh? With Chigiri saying, totally get it. With Isagi saying, hey, are you guys messing with me? As Yukimiya says, no, sorry, I'm actually praising you, like your mindset when you get pressure. With Chigiri saying, spoiled prodigy energy. As Raichi says, oh, I've always got that spoiled prodigy vibe like Isagi too. Isagi saying, you're definitely messing with me, damn it. Hey man, they're glazing Isagi, man. I don't know, I'm not doing it. As they continue with Chigiri saying, no, seriously, that just means everyone's aiming for you now. With Raichi saying, don't think for a second I'm handing you world's #1. As Isagi says, yeah, bring it on. That's what an elite egoist is in Blue Lock. As he walks out of the room with everyone in it. He then cut to him going to the restroom, seeing Rin take a piss. As both of them look at each other very awkwardly, not knowing what to do. As both of them say, huh? To one another. And as they both go piss in a different stall, Rin says, don't look, with Isagi saying, right back at you. As Rin responds after a long prolonged silence, is soccer fun? That super invincible state and everything else is going along as you planned. Isagi saying, yeah, it's fun. Are you jealous? Shall I give you a taste of my success? Rin saying, that's not it. Don't you get satisfied right now. With Isagi saying, I was. He continues by saying, then until I destroy Itoshi-sa, keep being the demon king that stands in the way of my life. As he walks out of the restroom as Isagi washes his hands. As Rin leaves the bathroom, he encounters Bachira. With Bachira saying, oh, Rin, do you know where Isagi is? I was thinking of asking him to train together. As Rin says, as if I know. I'm gonna take a dump and sleep. As if he didn't just come out of the bathroom when he could have just done that to begin with. We then see Isagi still in the restroom, locking himself inside one of the stalls. Isagi thinks to himself, don't get satisfied. Now I'm Blue Lock's #1. I have the skills to play against the world's best. As we see in the next page, everything that has happened within Blue Lock related to him, with him saying, everyone is chasing after me and I'm leveling up. My relationship with Rin as a fellow egoist is pretty good. I'm also on board with Ego's dream. It's okay. Everything's going fine. This is good. Don't get satisfied. This is good. but questioning what's been going on and how this will play out going forward. As we see him sit down in the stall holding his arm, smiling, saying being number one is scary. If anything, this isn't him being scared, it's him compartmentalizing everything and understanding what needs to be done. He understands the pressure and is aware of what needs to be done in order for him to keep this status, expressing himself in the way that he knows how. As he continues looking at his handshake, he says, to be honest, the current Blue Lock has me as the center. Even though it's what I wished for to become the world's best, I'm secretly thinking that there's a risk that Blue Lock might collapse in an instant if my condition falls off, or I make a mistake and lose. I guess telling us that without him, the entirety of Blue Lock kind of just falls off, which doesn't make sense knowing there's Rin and a bunch of other individuals. I don't know if I believe that from him. He states this is bad for real, as we see a figment of his imagination with Blue Lock basically falling apart. As he continues the next page saying, so this is the pressure of being the top player in a team. This is the first time I've bore such a responsibility. Rin or Kaiser, or even Loki, have they always carried this feeling as if it were natural? Then Noah must have felt even more, and he overcame that many times. Literally, Isagi suffering from success. We then cut to the day of the game between Japan and France. Isagi saying to become the world's best, don't run, Isagi YOICHI. As we see Japan wearing different unis for this game, and the crowd going absolutely crazy. With 19 minutes and 30 seconds left until the game starts. And in the final page of Blue Lock Chapter 329, we see Isagi walking out of the tunnel onto the field for France versus Japan, with him saying, get obsessed with number one, moving forward with conviction. Finally, the battle of frenzy egoists versus France. And the next chapter, chapter 230, is titled Winner Contender. And there is a break next week. So this could mean one of two things. It's either foreshadowing the downfall of Isagi YOICHI in terms of Blue Lock, or it's just something that a lot of good players think of because they realize that that's the case. So much pressure put on someone's shoulders in order to get the job done. And how you deal with it is completely up to you. I think this thought process and how it's playing out now is definitely a parallel to Ego and his God of Football encounter, mainly because it's one thing after another. Seeing the different teams in each group and how they performed was honestly something I wasn't expecting, but that also shows us that they're trying to get through this arc, I wouldn't say as fast as possible, but at least telling us like, hey, here are these teams, here are these teams, here's one, here's another, who won and who lost. You know, just narrowing it down to let us know, like, we're going to get through this arc as not as quickly as we can, but somewhere along those lines. I like this chapter in terms of how they showed different scores because that's what we wanted for the longest time. And now the next chapter will show us Japan versus France. I'm so curious to know how that plays out. Hopefully it is a very much longer one, similar to how it was with the Ubers versus Bastard Munchen or PXG, because we have some hard hitters, and I don't think it's going to be that easy. But that is just me. I want to know from y'all, did you like this chapter? And if you did, what exactly did you like?